regardless of what your background is, regardless of your religious standpoint, regardless of your ethnic background, regardless of your economic background, we all have a sense to belong. But belonging should not take away your identity. It should not prevent you from being your true self. So ask yourself, am I who I am when I feel like I belong? Or does belonging makes me feel who I am? That's a very confusing connotation for many people, but when you think about it, a sense of belonging comes from truly being yourself, being authentic. You know, there's an old saying that says birds of a feather flock together. And normally, it is stated that people who are heading in the same direction will tend to always be together or to have common ground. So, hypocrisy, negativity, liars, they tend to flock together. And so there are other people who are trying to be authentic, who are positive, who are true, who are trying to be honest, who believes in having integrity, who believes in having a standard of togetherness. And when I say togetherness, I mean relationships that are established on the ground of love, appreciation, and equal accountability. Are you worth the relationship? Or is that person worth the relationship for you? So ask yourself, when I feel like I belong, do I have to change who I am in order to belong? Or am I my authentic self? Authenticity comes with knowing who you are and also being aware of how your presence or your true self impacts someone else. Life is full of ups and downs. Life is full of new learning experiences, and I don't think you're ever too old to be transformed or to experience new opportunities or to see things in a different way. But it's important to not lose your true self. So regardless of what's going on around you, always stay true to who you are. So I'll take this video to like the workplace setting. So your work ethics have always been you show up on time, you give 100% daily. Say for example, you work in the customer service industry. You are being self-aware, you're making a difference, you're changing lives. And then you notice there are other staff members who give mediocre. They get the same pay that you get, or they get more pay than you. Do you tell yourself that, well, you know what, regardless of how hard I work, we're still getting the same pay? Or do you stay true to yourself? Because number one, it's important to know who you are. And if you are a person that is mindful and have a purpose, then you have to go through the process, which means you are set apart, but also placed in a position to make a difference, to touch the lives that you are touching in a way. And your impact, your interaction might be the interaction that changes someone's life, be it that you work in the food industry, the healthcare facility, the government office. If you have people contact, you have the power to create change. Or are you that person who decides to follow the crowd, who decides to adopt to the behaviors of the people around you because it is too hard just being you because nobody else is like you? Trust and believe. If you are authentic, it might not seem purposeful in the moment, but years later, the difference that you make in being you will be awarded. My dad always say, good gold is tried through fire. Which means in order for you to be great, you got to be better. You got to be different. But if you hold on long enough, then change shall come. This is me speaking to myself. But this is also me encouraging you that whatever you are going through at this very moment that makes you feel like, do I belong? Do I belong to this friend group? Do I belong to this family? Do I belong to this workplace? Do I belong to this church? Do I belong to this group? The truth is, as long as your sense of belonging does not change the core of who you are and the authenticity of what you were created to be, then you have acquired a sense of belonging.